Okay, so today I'm really excited to offer the Yoga Challenge of 2020 video. So Rachel sent me her journal with 5 entries of the days that she's gotten up and done yoga, and so this is her reward. So remember that all you have to do is record your yoga practice 5 times, take a picture, send it to me, and I will make you a video. If you get really ambitious and you want to do yoga 21 days in a row, at the end of that, send me a picture of your record and I will invite you to the Almost Home Yoga Studio for a free in-person session. So here we go. We're going to start on all fours in cat-cow. So get there safely, right? Knee over the ankle. We're going to do 3 cat-cows and then we're going to settle into child's pose and start to pay attention to our breath. So on your inhale, arch. On your exhale, hollow out. Do that 2 more times on your own breath. Oh, I fixed my microphone. Okay, 1 more cat-cow. And then come on back to neutral, put your big toes together, take your knees pretty wide apart, and just start to settle your hips back towards your heels. Perhaps your forehead drops to the mat or a block. So just start to pay attention to your breath. Maybe do a little motion, rocking side to side, or pushing your shoulders toward the mat. Then on an inhale, walk your hands over, far over to one side. We're going to get a nice big side stretch. So the 2020 Yoga Challenge will continue. Apparently, the day has passed when most people give up their New Year's resolutions, so now we're stretching on the other side. Just remember, it's a practice. We're not looking for perfection. Just get on your mat. So rest your forehead, take 3 deep breaths, and set an intention for the rest of this practice. Could be simply gratitude or compassion or energy. Then on an inhale, bring yourself back up to all fours. Right away, we're going to curl our toes under and take a down dog. So this practice, we're going to do a couple of sun salutations. We're going to include triangle and revolve triangle and one-legged balance. A couple more breaths. And down dog. And then inhaling, look at your thumbs and walk your feet in to meet your hands. So we're at the front of our mat, our feet about 2 fist widths apart, come up with a nice flat back, inhaling arms to the sky, and exhaling hands to your heart. Check in with your feet, really rooting your feet down, right? That's our foundation. And here we go, a couple of sun salutations, so inhaling arms up. Soften the knees, exhaling, diving forward, let your head hang if you can. Inhale, halfway up, fingers under the knees. Exhaling, bend the knees, take one leg way back in high lunge. So we're going to right away turn that heel down and in. We have heel to arch alignment, and we come to a warrior 2. You're going to inhale, straighten that leg. I like to soften the knees a little bit and then tilt the hips like I'm a little teapot. So the goal here is to keep the chest open, facing towards the ceiling, resting your hand on your thigh or maybe your shin. Maybe you're super flexible and you can go to the floor. And then stacking your top hand. So the arms should be in line. A few breaths here. Nice, then look down at your foot. Bring yourself to the top of a push-up. Chaturanga. So either on the knees or the toes, exhaling down. And then inhaling either to cobra or up dog. And exhale back to down dog. So that leg that was in front in triangle, you're going to lift that one And then bring it back to the front of the mat. We'll finish our flow. So inhaling halfway up. Exhaling, fold. Inhaling, arms to the sky. And exhaling, hands to the heart. So we're going to do the other side. I'm just going to turn around so that I won't have my back to you. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, dive. Half forward fold. And again. Other leg goes back now. Turn that heel down and in. Come through warrior two. And then straighten that front leg. Got your heel to arch alignment. Soften the knees. Tilt the hips. Right into triangle on the other side. Keeping that chest nice and open. Come back to your breath. Then look at your foot. And finish the flow. So chaturanga, again, could be on the knees or the toes. Cobra or up dog. And down dog. That leg that was forward comes up, in between the hands. Inhale, halfway up. Exhaling, fold. Inhaling, arms to the sky. And exhaling, hands to the heart. So our one-legged balance today is going to be eagle pose. So you can always go to the wall, right? So you're going to bring your big toes together. We're going to sit down in a little miniature chair. So most of the weight is in the heels. You're going to lift one leg, cross it over the other. So find a drishti, your focal point, something that's not moving. That'll help you. Good. Wrap your foot around the shin, maybe. Take your arms out to the side. So you're going to get your elbow close to your thigh. So the elbow of the thigh that's on top is going underneath. Trying to get all the joints in line along the midline of the body. Take a couple rests here. Gently release. Take your arms up. Just take a breath, right? And every day is new, so we'll see what happens on the other side. All right, so nice and slowly. Keep the tailbone pressing toward your heels. Crown of the head light. Oh. Remember, it's a practice. And exhaling, gently release. Nice. Arms to the sky. Hands to the heart. Okay, so we're going to do revolve triangle now. It's a really challenging pose, but it's really good for us. So you're going to have your feet about 2.5 to 3 feet apart, narrower than you would in warrior two. And then you're going to swivel your toes to the short edge of your mat. So the back toes are like on a diagonal. Front toes are pointing right to the short edge of the mat. And then separate your heels some. So take both feet a little closer to the edges of the mat. Inhale, get really, really tall. Exhaling, fold forward with a flat back. Then you're going to take your hand. We're twisting toward the front leg. So take the opposite hand rested on the thigh or maybe the shin, just no weight in the knee. And keep your spine reaching out really long. Now take your other arm out to the side. Right? We're twisting that way, but you want to keep your arm on the back. So pull the low belly and twist from the waist. Don't stick the hand up in the air like that, because that's really not a twist, right? That's just moving the arm. You might go a little deeper. Keeping the hips level. Pull that front hip back. And exhaling, bend the knees. All right. Reach the spine out long to come on back up. So super challenging, awkward pose, but really good for us. And we get our twist in for the day. So we'll swivel our toes to the other side. Get really, really tall. Come over with a flat back. All right, bring your hand to the thigh, or maybe the shin. Pull that front hip back. Extend the arm. And rotate as much as you can. Soften the knees. Come up safely. Turn the toes in. Whew. And come on back to Tadasana. All right, we're going to come down to the mat again, inhaling arms up. Feel all that good energy you've created. Exhaling, swan dive forward. Inhaling halfway up. Exhaling, bend the knees, plant the hands. Let's hang out here in a plank. Little core strengthener for 10, 9, 8. Keep breathing. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Float the knees down. Come right back to child's pose. Just notice if your body feels any different than when you started. Inhaling, bring yourself back up to all fours, just so that we can flip around. Plant your feet. We're going to do one bridge pose before you settle into a brief Shavasana. So bring your heels close to you. Maybe you can touch them with your fingertips. Knees, feet, everything in line. Push into the big toes and lift your hips. So maybe you interlace your hands underneath you. Just keeping the front side of the body really long. Keep your thighs, inner thighs working, so thighs in line. A couple more breaths. And drop your hips. Draw your knees into your chest. Rock from side to side a little bit. So if you have the time, spend 5 to 8 minutes in Shavasana. For the purposes of this video, we're going to take 10 deep breaths, and that's good too, right? Just the stillness. So let the legs be heavy. Tuck the shoulder blades together. Palms facing up if it's comfortable, and just breathe. And take your arms over your head, big morning stretch. Bend your knees one more time. Give yourself a little hug. Or roll to one side. Come up to seated. You could even keep your eyes closed. So feeling your spine really, really long, bring your hands to your heart center. Remember, it's a practice. It's not about perfection. Inhaling deeply. Exhaling, bow your head to your heart with a mental pat on the back for showing up. Have a great day. And namaste.